Good morning, Mike Taylor from Taylor Toolworks. Today I want to show you our blade of the week, our CMT blade of the week, which is the 10-inch crosscut thin kerf table saw blade, number 285.680.10. So I'm going to spend a little time talking about the features of the blade. I'm also going to do a little comparison to the ever popular Diablo blade. So just by way of specs, this is a 10-inch blade. Both blades are 10-inch. Both blades are 80 teeth. This blade is $49.99. This blade is $69.99. So it's a few dollars more. I'll explain why. The plate thickness on this is 0.100. The plate thickness on this is 0.070, so you get 30% more material. The tooth thickness is 0.118. The tooth thickness on this is 0.100, so you get 18 thousandths more thickness in carbide teeth. These blades are made for industry. These blades are made, the CMT blades are made to run in professional cabinet shops, to run all day long, every day. These blades are made for the consumer. These blades are made for Home Depot and Lowe's, so they're not really meant for that kind of abuse. And so the steel on this is actually made from German steel, the plate, and it's flattened and balanced, everything like that. They claim this in their website. Diablo, I have no idea what kind of steel it is. I don't know anything about it. Both have the fillers, the sound dampening, and the vibration dampening slots. They're filled, so they're both pretty much the same. The CMT does have this orange comb coating. This is a proprietary coating that CMT uses on their blades. This helps resist gum sticking on here. It also helps lubricate the blade when you're cutting it, so it produces less heat. They say that it's hardened to Vickers 380 to 400 Vickers. Not sure what Vickers are, but it's claimed to have a certain hardness. This is just red paint, is from my experience. Stuff comes off all the time. I go to my friends who use these blades. I see this red paint on their cuts, so nothing special. I have an old Freud blade that has absolutely no coating on it at all. It's completely come off over the years. Both have the tri-metal brazing that holds the teeth on. But I do want to make a point that the actual real estate holding the teeth on the CMT is much bigger than the real estate holding on the Diablo blade. And I did a little calculation here, and I just calculated the actual the height of the real estate there of the shoulder and the thickness of the blade, and CMT came out to be 0.0287 square inches of surface area holding the tooth on. Diablo came out to be 0.0136. So CMT has 2.11 times the surface area holding the teeth on. Why is that important? This blade is spinning at 4,300 RPMs. That's 128 miles an hour. The teeth are traveling at the end of the blade, and you do not want your tooth coming loose. You want everything you can holding that tooth on. And I've had a lot of reports from my saw sharpening guy that these come in with broken teeth all the time. So very important. So carbide, they both claim they have proprietary carbide. I'm not sure there's a huge difference in the carbide, but I will say this, that the carbide on the CMT is much larger than the carbide on the Diablo. So I did another calculation on that, and I found that actual cubic inches of carbide on the CMT, here's my number, 0.195, 0.330 times 0.118. I got 0.0075933 cubic inches of carbide for each tooth, the CMT. The Diablo, I have 0.00252 cubic inches. The CMT has 3 times the carbide as the Diablo. So there you have it. And so it brings me into sharpening. The CMT, there is no information on sharpening on the packet, online, nowhere. And actually, what they say, or my saw sharpening folks say, these are just disposable blades. They're one and done. Use it, it gets dull, you throw it away, you buy another one. So there are whole landfills filled with dead CMT blades, CMT graveyard or Diablo graveyards. Blade's not very green. It's a waste of resources. CMT blade, on the other hand, can be sharpened. And right there, you actually see sharpening information. This blade is designed to be sharpened. And I would say because of the thickness of the carbide, you're going to get 10 sharpenings out of this, which is awesome. The last thing I want to talk about is just not a huge deal, but it's the case. I mean, this clamshell thing, I mean, you risk your life getting into these things with your box cutter. And once you're in, just throw this thing away. You can't save this case. But on the other hand, this CMT case is really nice. It's thick cardboard. You can put your blade in there. And when you can store your blade when you're not using it. It's pretty nice. So I did a couple test cuts. And I did 2 different things. I cut this cheap, awful, crappy home center plywood with the Diablo, and I cut across the grain, and I cut some Purple Heart, which is absolutely the worst wood on the planet to work. It's super hard and super chippy. But if you can see here, there's some chips. There's a little fuzz here on the plywood here. This is a Diablo blade. The CMT, on the other hand, is perfectly clean. I can't see any fuzz or any chips. It's really nice. So the Purple Heart, when I cut the Diablo, you can actually see some chipping right here. It's chipping. It's tearing out. On the CMT with the Purple Heart, this is the bottom side. That side is perfect. So the cut quality of the CMT is better than the Diablo. So bottom line, this is a really good industrial blade. It will make a great addition to any wood shop. It will take care of your crosscuts. It'll cut plywood. It's awesome. We're having them on sale at Taylor Toolworks for a limited time. So pick one up there at taytools.com.